Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, on today's conversation, we're going to be talking about Sleepy Don. Remember Sleepy Joe? Let's talk about Sleepy Don here, because we've caught many of clips and moments of our sitting president dozing off during important meetings, which, hey, look, folks can, say, well, look, he's older. They're out. Those meetings go hours and hours. He's everywhere, from traveling from here to overseas to this and that and doing so much. It could be an exhausting job. I never said it wasn't. But all I'm saying is the man got caught sleeping right then and there. And so when it was, if it was in a Joe Biden, Obama, let's be anybody but Trump, his supporters would be like, look at this crap here. This is a disgrace to the American people. Look at them sleeping on the job. That's why they are unfit for this job. And now you hear them saying, well, I mean, I could recall, moments I've dozed off during meetings. Who does love meetings? Meetings are awful, this and that and the other. And so we're going to talk about it here later on the program. Also, Campbell's Soup Executive caught red-handed insulting his consumers. So we're going to talk about that also. And then, did y'all hear about the Netflix and Warner Brothers deal? Oh yeah, it's pretty juicy. And also, another vet leaves CBS. As you know, Larry Ellison, the founder of Oracle, recently acquired Paramount, which owns CBS. And you have folks from CBS News that have been leaving left and right. You've been seeing layoffs happening, and it's just what it is that Trump, his friends, all his billionaire friends, they're trying to change the narrative by buying media, right? When you see media outlets kind of caving to the sitting president, and you see this administration threatening outlets, networks, right? Because again, Trump has everybody that works in the higher positions that could possibly threaten to affect these networks, right? We saw when he tried to cancel Jimmy Kimmel. We saw when networks had paid Donald Trump millions, and now Trump uses that as ammunition. And so we got a lot to discuss here on the Arrington Gavin Show. But as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune into yet another great convo. Do me a favor, for those who are watching us right now on our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. I truly appreciate it. We want to continue to grow those subscriber numbers as well as our viewership numbers, which we do see growth each and every day, and I truly appreciate the support. I couldn't do it without you all. In addition to that, you can also watch us on Facebook, so do me a favor, like this video, follow us on Facebook if you have not. Again, the Arrington Gavin Show, and you will be a huge help if you do that. Ways you can also watch the program: you can check out past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on Goatverse TV. That's right, Goatverse TV. Ways you can check out those episodes is by downloading the Goatverse TV app from the App Store or Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. Okay, Amazon Fire TV, and that is Goatverse TV. Then you can listen to us on the go, wherever you listen to your podcast. We're available on all major podcast streaming platforms. And then also you can hear us on the radio airwaves in your car. Uh, Shout out to the affiliates that you can listen to the Arrington Gavin show on, like WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the program 7 p.m. weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. And then you can head over to the Houston, Texas area to Afro Vibes Radio. That's right, my friends. Afro Vibes Radio. You can check us out. The Arrington Gavin Show, Mondays at 12 p.m. Central Time. 12 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on Afro Vibes Radio. And then lastly, you can listen to us on the airways in the Metro Atlanta area by way of WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show 11 p.m. weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, on our streaming platforms, weeknights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. So now that I got that out the way, y'all, how is everyone's evening going on? I hope you all are staying safe out there and just, probably still doing some holiday shopping. Probably. I have to catch up. I really have not done any holiday shopping, so shame on me. I know, shame on me. But I'm gonna get it going. There's a lot of sales. I guess let me ask you guys this: what kind of shopper are you? Are you an in-person shopper? Are you an online shopper? Are you a gift card giver? Are you big on wrapping gifts? Like how are you when it comes to the holiday season? How are you when it comes to the holiday season? It is one of those moments where obviously we always think about the gifts per se, but you have to also just be grateful and think about the times coming together with your family. I know we're in some crucial moments right now in our world, and a lot of folks are not fortunate to have the Christmas that they dreamed of having. And I will just say this before we head to a quick break: be aware, y'all, that we are very blessed, and never take your stuff for granted. The fact that you have a roof over your head, you have clothes on your back, you can, if you're hungry, you can get food when you want to, whenever you want to. All right. What I'm saying is count your blessings and think about doing something. Think about those who do not have much. Maybe decide to, hey, look, I would like to donate something that I would like to donate something to a local shelter or foundation, right, that is here to assist those in need, because there is some there's just a lot of things happening in our world where it's putting folks on the street, or families on the street, not just individuals. I mean, I shared the story a few shows ago about the 88-year-old Army veteran who had retired from the Army, worked for General Motors, retired, did his duties at General Motors, retired, lost his pension, I believe in 2012, lost his pension because General Motors had went bankrupt. So they pulled the man's pension. Then his wife got ill and she passed, and it was just him. And the video went viral of an 88-year-old who's working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day on his feet. It went viral, and just to follow up with you guys, he is now retired because a well-known influencer had had got in contact with his job had got in contact with the influencer showed up, spoke to him, was hearing his story, gave him $400 in cash and told him, look, we're starting a GoFundMe page for you because we're going to get you retired. And sure enough, he did. He got him retired. And GoFundMe, I believe, raised around $1.7 million for this 88-year-old. $1.7 million. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. So all I'm saying is, y'all, be a blessing to others. Be a blessing to others. Don't take, I know you might not be a millionaire. You might not be a multi-thousandaire, but check this out. You are blessed. You are privileged. You are fortunate to have resources that a lot of folks do not. So do me a favor. Give back. Give back, give back, give back. As you all know, I run a nonprofit, the Rugged Evolution Foundation. We're here in my home area in Hampton Roads. We give back to families and our youth in the area, right? Through providing educational resources as well as Christmas gifts and a little bit of everything, really. A little bit of everything we can to give back, add some assistance to the local households. But hey, you check out some of your local foundations. Hey, and also too, and I'll be, if y'all want to donate to our cause, do me a favor. You can go to RuggedEvolutionFoundation.org, RuggedEvolutionFoundation.org for more information. And just again, be a blessing to others, y'all. That's all I gotta say. Look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Do not go anywhere. You listen to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your friend, your homie, your whatever. Welcome. All right, let's get it going with our first story here. So as I mentioned, Campbell's Executive recently was in some found himself in some hot water because which in my opinion, he's not the only executive of a major corporation that has this thought process, but he's the only one that had got caught. There was an audio of the Campbell's soup executive said its product is for poor people, and my family, we will never eat that nasty, ish, basically. And so let me go ahead and play this clip for you all, and we'll go ahead and share or discuss this what this individual had to say about that.
For poor people. Who buys our shit?
And that's just part of an over an hour-long rant, says former security analyst for Campbell's, Robert Garza of Monroe.
I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. So healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at meat, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
The recording allegedly of Campbell's VP and Chief Information Security Officer Martin Bally.
He has no filter.
Bally, along with another supervisor and Campbell Soup Company, named in a lawsuit filed Thursday. The suit claiming Bally made racist remarks, admits to coming to work high, and Garza fired for coming forward.
What do you think about the things that he was saying?
Oh, just pure disgust.
Garza says he usually worked remotely for Campbell's headquarters based in Camden, New Jersey. But thinking he'd be discussing his salary with Bally, he says the recording taken in person at a restaurant.
They couldn't think for the themselves. I'm like, you dumb
Garza says he felt sick after the rant, deciding to go to his direct supervisor in January, keeping the recordings to himself.
He had never had any disciplinary action. They had never written him up for poor work performance.
Garza says no one at Campbell's ever followed up, and it's taken him 10 months to find a new job, calling the way the canned soup company handled it simply terrible.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit?
And that's just part of an over an hour-long...
Man, let me tell you something. When I saw, when I heard about this story, it was extremely sad, but at the end of the day, I'm like, well, that's the culture when it comes to these big corporations and those in those positions. I'm sorry. And I know a lot of folks that work in those, higher up positions, and they are great people. And so I'm not saying that's all, but that is it should not be a shocker to most, because best believe you think executives in in fast food chains, do you really think that they're like, oh yeah, we that they don't have either conversations or that personality as almost like the have and the have-nots kind of thing. That exists. That's for real. Out here in these streets. This man's like, I'm not giving them that nasty, you know what? Like, I mean, just crude, just extremely crude. And you know what? I wonder, obviously, I don't know if this gentleman still has his position there at Campbell's, but I'm assuming that that's going to hurt some of their people buying their soups, because there's so many soup companies out there. I myself, I was a Campbell's person. Remember when Campbell's had the little container? I loved Campbell. My wife never liked Campbell's. I'm like, what? How do you? But she is she never liked Campbell's soup. But after seeing this, I have it's been years since I've had Campbell's soup, so it will probably be a long time before I want to eat it again, just because. But it's a shame. It's a shame. This audio went viral, and let me actually follow up and see what's next for the exec. That's if he's still there at Campbell's. Let's see here. So he was let go. Okay, so he was let go. And this was a video that had, wow, this man had this video, this former security guard employee, this video or audio occurred in 2023. So he had this ever because it was an ongoing lawsuit. And so let me read this from let's see, from CBS. Says here, Campbell says executive who disparages food has left the company. All righty. Says here in a statement, Campbell said it determined that a recording that captured the purported conversation involving the executive is authentic. The company said Bally, a vice president in information technology at the food manufacturer, is no longer employed by the company. The alleged comments came to light. Obviously, I already shared that video. It came to light in a recent week lawsuit filed by Robert Garza, who was hired by Campbell's as a cybersecurity analyst in September of 2024. Okay, so this had to occur in September 2024 then. In the complaint, Garza claimed Bally made the offensive remarks during a November 2024 meeting to discuss his salary. Now, according to the suit, Bally made several comments about Indian workers and said Campbell makes highly processed food for poor people. The discussion between Garza and Bally was recorded, which you all heard that. And according to the Runyon Law Group, which is representing Garza, said that the recording captured comments allegedly by Bally that claimed the company's soup uses bioengineered meat and that the denigrated the abilities of Indian workers. The comments were vulgar, obviously offensive and false, and we apologize for the hurt they have caused. I think this is gonna hurt the company most definitely. Even though the guy's let go, how long has he been there, and did he basically just blurt out the secrets that a lot of folks kind of had in the back of their mind, like, I wouldn't eat that food if I were you. I wouldn't eat that food. It's a shame, but hey, it happens. Let me go ahead and move it on to another story, y'all. And I do not. Well, let me go ahead and we're going to talk a little sports here. I don't know if y'all heard about Chris Paul, CP3 is his nickname, had recently announced in the beginning of the NBA season that this year would be his last, which I believe he has entered either his 19th or 20th season in the National Basketball Association in the NBA. And the team that he had signed with is a team that he had played for previously that had actually awesome years with, and that was the LA Clippers. Now, Chris Paul had then announced not too long ago on his social media that he has parted ways. He is no longer, he is headed home. He is no longer a part of the LA Clippers. And we're just like, wait, what? What is this? What is going on? What are you talking about? And so a lot of people are just, wondering, like, what's the deal? A lot of folks are asking questions like, what is going on? We want answers. How come one of the well-known point guards in the NBA, stellar career, announced that he's retiring at the end of the season. So, and he signed back with a team that he wanted to retire as. He wanted to retire as a Clipper. But y'all gonna waive him? Y'all gonna cut him? I mean, it's not even the playoffs. I don't even consider this mid-season. And you gotta cut him? It gotta be more to the story. You have to be more to the story. So let me go ahead and read you this real quick. This article is in regards to Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, a former teammate of his, who Blake is retired, I'll replay the clip from Blake Griffin, but there has been reports that the 40-year-old had clashed with members of the Clippers leadership to the point that he allegedly hadn't spoken to the head coach, Tyronn Lue, in weeks. Prime Video's Chris Hayes reported that the Clippers front office received intel that Paul was privately criticizing players, coaches, and executives in the organization, which led to a meeting between Paul and president of basketball operations, Lawrence Frank. Paul reportedly denied the allegations, but later apologized to his teammates if his words or actions were misconstrued. He also reportedly asked for a meeting with Lue, but the coach declined. Now, I can't speak for, as a pro athlete, because I was not. The highest level of sports I played wasn't, until high school. I stopped after high school, and you had issues. It was never easy. It was like a relationship, right? It was like a relationship. In that relationship, you're going to have some issues. You're going to have some complications. You're going to have moments where you're going to fight, and you're going to have some moments where you don't want to talk to each other. But at the end of the day, you make up. At the end of the day, you have one common goal, especially as an organization, a professional organization, that their common goal is not just to, make sure they fill in the seats at the basketball arenas, but also win games, make it to the championship, win championships, right? That's your goal. It's a team sport. Basketball is one of the most lucrative, most popular sports in the world. Your goal is to bump all the egos and focus on the end goal. And it's, Paul is 40 years old now. Rumor has it that Paul has always been kind of like that, crap starter. If I can, that's the easiest way I can say it. He's always been that crap starter. I've even, I know some NBA officials, current officials, that said, "Look, that joker, he's a piece of work. He's a piece of work." I haven't spoken with any of my friends that I know that is either in the league or former athletes, but at the end of the day, now Boogie Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins, had shared publicly, like, "Hey, look, I never liked him. I know he's an a-hole, but at the end of the day, I have respect, and that's disrespectful of what the league did to not allow him to finish out his career. Like, you don't want to end your career like this. You don't want to end your career on a bad note." All of this was happening, the Clippers were off to an awful start, holding a 5-6 record. At the time of Paul's release, Paul was averaging career lows across the board, including 2.9 points per game, while coming exclusively off the bench. Not even a starter, coming off the bench. It's unclear where Paul will land in the free agency, but it's been made clear he doesn't want to retire until the end of the season, even if he's no longer as productive as he once was. There figures to be a decent market for a player with his experience and leadership, especially given the number of connections he still has around the league. As for the Clippers, they've received more than unusual amounts of taunts, but also broke a 5-game losing streak with a lopsided win over the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I was reading an article where a long-time Clippers fan announced that he was leaving being a Clippers fan. He's not a Clippers fan anymore because he wasn't happy with the results. He wasn't happy with this story between the organization and Chris Paul. So he said, "You know what? I'll make this real easy. I am going to head over to the Lakers, and I'm going to join the Lakers." I'm reading it right here from the Bleacher Report. It says here, Clippers fan of 19 years quits. Joins Lakers after Clippers sent CP3 packing home. In this letter here, it says, "Dear basketball, after 19 years, I officially re-announced my fandom of the LA Clippers. I wish it didn't have to come to this, but after the way the franchise has treated its two most important players, trading Blake after saying he'd retire as a Clipper, and what they did to Chris Paul. To Blake, CP3, and Jamal Crawford, I love you guys. However, Kawhi, Steve, not you, Harden. You guys are the reason for the downfall of this franchise to Lob City. That Lob City built. Lob City meant everything to me, but I guess meant nothing to the richest owner in sports. I'm excited for my next chapter. Go Lakers. That is hilarious, and he's telling the truth though, because Lob City was an historic squad, as he mentioned. Jamal Crawford, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. Who else was a part of that? Who else was a part of the Clippers? That's gonna come to me. But let me go ahead and play you this clip here. And this is what Blake Griffin had to say, his response after hearing about his former teammate, Chris Paul.
Just disappointed, to be honest. I can't think of really another word. Obviously shocked at first, but disappointed. I'm disappointed for Chris Paul, but I'm disappointed in the Clippers organization. I mean, Chris Paul was a guy who came to the Clippers when DeAndre and I were first and second year guys. He brought a winning culture. He taught us how to operate in the NBA and how to take every game seriously, how to take your body seriously, that there was no detail that was too small. And we weren't perfect, right? Like we didn't ultimately win a championship. I know that. I'm reminded of it every day. And CP and I didn't always see eye to eye, but I'm disappointed because we got to a franchise that was synonymous with jokes, right? You heard the Clippers and you heard cursed. And again, we didn't win a championship, but we did create a culture and an environment that people respected. You know, every year you knew the Clippers were going to be competitive. And Chris Paul for 20 years has been the same player. He's been about winning. And you know, re-signing with the Clippers, this was supposed to be his moment. His you know, I'm coming back to LA. You know, I'm giving it one last go. And for him to not get to walk out on his own terms from the franchise that he chose to go to end his career is extremely disappointing. But I think the biggest reason I'm disappointed is what Chris said. No communication with Ty Lue. And even more than that, you know, no communication. I talked to CP Wednesday. I talked to him yesterday. I talked to him today. No communication with Steve Ballmer. And that's like the disappointing thing for me. I'm just disappointed.
Well said, Blake, man. I tell you, well freaking said. And it is disappointing because at the end of the day, he's absolutely right. Chris Paul helped build that culture there. Even though the Clippers did not win a championship, probably will never, ever win a championship in all honesty, they build a culture of competitors. Every season, whether they were, a reigning champs or every team always said, oh, no, we got to keep an eye on the LA Clippers because they were stacked. They were stacked. Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Chris Paul. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find the roster. Let's see here. Now, where are we at? Where are we at here? Where are we at? Let me check out this roster real quick. So you had Chris Paul, JJ Redick, Steven Jackson, Blake Griffin, Jamal Crawford, DeAndre Jordan, Antoine Jameson, Ryan Hollins, Danny Granger. This is all in 2013 squad. Matt Barnes, Reggie Bullock, Darren Collison, Willie Green, Darius Morris. I mean, you had a Sasa Vujacic. You had a stacked squad. You had a stacked squad. That were, in my opinion, they were NBA Finals worthy for sure. Just it is, you never capitalized. I mean, what, Jamal Crawford is? No, I'm thinking of Jordan. No, I think Jamal Crawford was the former six-man player of the year, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they had a stacked squad, and they built a culture there that will never be done, at least in my opinion. I haven't seen a repeat of that squad since. And like the article I just read you guys, Blake Griffin was also an individual who wanted to retire with the Clippers, and they traded him. And he did not get the opportunity to retire as the LA Clippers. Now, I'm not saying that the LA Clippers won't retire his jersey or, want to enter him in there like Hall of Fame or anything like that, because they should. Because eventually, when everybody else left, Blake Griffin was the only solo person that was still there. But it's extremely unfortunate. Imagine if the Lakers would have wanted to trade, or if they cut Kobe Bryant when he announced his last year, or LeBron, or just think of every top tier player or top franchise player at the in their prime moment. I mean, if the Warriors cut Steph Curry, please, all hell will break loose. And that's what's happening right now in LA. LA Clippers, so now the big question is, okay, where's next? Who are the other contenders that will want to sign Chris Paul? Now, will he stay in LA and go to the Lakers? He's great friends with LeBron. Great friends with LeBron. Will he go to Milwaukee? Will he go to New York? I don't know. I'm just saying where to, because it will be for a mentorship kind of position. He wouldn't get a lot of playing time. Won't be a starter, but he will be coming off the bench. But what other team would want to use his resource and say, hey, look, we need you. We'll give you the full send-off, the respect that you deserve, that you need. What squad will that be is the big question. What team will that be? We will never know. As of right now, hopefully something will come up from now. This it's still very early on in the season. He has a lot more. I know there's teams that are probably already reaching out to him. It's just a matter of setting up the paperwork, make sure the money's right, all that good stuff. But let me digress from this story, y'all. We're gonna leave sports and we're gonna enter into some entertainment stories here. So I don't know if y'all heard, but another CBS vet has announced that they are leaving the news network after almost 20 years, maybe? I could be wrong. Let me check here. Yep. So recently, and actually I have two stories involving vets from CBS News. First gentleman I want to bring up is Maurice DuBois. Maurice DuBois, he was at the time a co-host on CBS Evening News, along with John Dickerson, which John Dickerson also had left previously before Maurice. And let me read this article reported by People Magazine. It says here, DuBois and Dickerson have co-anchored the show since January following Norah O'Donnell's exit. Less than a year after taking over the evening news show, the co-anchor John Dickerson, DuBois has both announced they are leaving the network after 2 decades now. In an Instagram post, Du Bois, who's 60 years old, revealed that December 18th will be the day of my last broadcast at CBS News. As he said, he is moving on, calling the work at the network the honor of a lifetime. He said he is leaving filled with gratitude, cherished relationships, and amazing memories. He then went on to write, 21 years altogether, including my time at WCBS TV in New York City. What a privilege to be welcomed into your homes, night after night, delivering the news, meeting extraordinary people, and telling their stories. A couple of weeks to go. Until then, see you on the CBS Evening News every night at 6:30. Where's start time? 6:30. That's weird. The announcement comes just weeks after his co-anchor Dickerson confirmed that he would be leaving the network as well. On October 27th, Dickerson said in an Instagram post that he would be exiting CBS after 16 years at the end of the year. His quote said, "I am extremely grateful for all that CBS gave me, the work, the audience's attention, and the honor of being a part of the network's history. And I am grateful for my dear colleagues who've made me a better journalist and a better human." Du Bois' exit comes amidst several changes, as I mentioned earlier in the show, at CBS News following Skydance's $8 billion acquisition of Paramount, CBS parent company. The merger came after CBS News settled a lawsuit with, the guy that likes to sue everybody, that just wants to sue. And so Donald Trump, that is, you kind of saw the expression on my face or kind of heard the sarcasm in my tone. Donald Trump, who accused 60 Minutes of deceptively editing former Vice President Kamala Harris' 2024 campaign trail appearance on the show, which it was shown that it was some editing going on there. Paramount agreed to pay $16 million to the president's future presidential library. Initially, the lawsuit sought $10 billion in damages and led the concerns over the precedent Paramount would set for media companies by giving into Trump's demands. Now, look, you already got OAN that is up demands, you know what. You have Newsmax in the same position. You have Fox, which is funny because he can't stand Fox, but Fox will always kiss the ring to him. And those are really your main networks. But again, with Trump having friends that are acquiring media outlets, and let's just be honest, like, that's why I'm so honored to be a part of WBOK, because you don't have a lot of black talk radio stations out there. You rarely have a lot of, either balanced talk radio stations, possibly left-leaning talk radio stations. That doesn't exist, all right? That you rarely have. There's a small group of us that exist. Majority of talk radio is bought out by conservative outlets. It's conservative media. So that's why it's important that you all continue to tune in and support us as we continue to help bring the right narrative out. You know what I mean? Share the truth. Keep, speak truth to power. Additionally, in October, Barry Weiss, who's best known for running the opinion website The Free Press, was named the editor-in-chief at CBS News, despite having no experience running a news organization of CBS size. Now, Dickerson and Du Bois were announced as the new co-anchors of CBS Evening News in August of 2024. They were appointment came amidst of Nora O'Donnell's exit after 12 years as anchor. With Nora's decision, we began reimagining and redesigning the evening news. CBS News and station's president and CEO Wendy McMahon said that the statement at the time, the strength of CBS News has always been in the assemble of journalists, both in front of and behind the camera, and our goal with John, Maurice, Margaret, and Lonnie at the Evening News is to elevate the best in their fields every night to our viewers. Now, following Du Bois' announcement, Dickerson paid tribute to his co-anchor in the Instagram post as he started a photo of them together, a shot of Du Bois covering the LA fires. Now, he said his co-anchor was always ready to race off to cover a shooting, fire, riots, devastating floods, or the changing of a pope, all of which he did and covered all with empathy and equanimity. What I learned is the dance we go through every evening is how much he cares about words, the important stories, conveying exactly the precise thing and minimizing the BS. We had a glitch the other night and we improvised on the fly without issue, relying on instincts we'd build together, which felt like fitting in. Maurice, I am grateful to have worked with you, learned from you. Also, during the 20 years at CBS, Du Bois anchored CBS New York and appeared on CBS Mornings, 48 Hours, 60 Minutes, Sports, and CBS Sunday Morning. He previously worked at NBC News, appearing on Today, Dateline, MSNBC, and NBC News at Sunrise. Guess what, y'all? He's not the only one. He's not the only one who has left CBS. You won't believe this. You won't believe this. Y'all know Oprah's best friend? Yeah, Gayle King. That Gayle King. Journalist, award-winning journalist Gayle King, who was at the helm of the anchor desk at CBS Morning News for, I believe, a little over 10 years, is apparently going to be leaving CBS News. Now, this is a report from News Nation is saying that Gayle King to leave CBS Mornings to be given special projects. So, okay, so she's not leaving CBS, the actual network, but she's taking on special projects. But you know, whenever it looks like it's a downgrade, not a promotion, but it's kind of like bringing it down a notch. Usually that can lead to someone exiting, like a quiet exit. But Gayle is, you know, I look at it like this, folks. If you're not getting any, well, I won't say if you're not getting younger, but maybe they don't want it. It's stressful to always get up every you know, if CBS Morning News starts say at 7 or 8 or 6, I mean they're there literally like at 3 or 4 a.m. and it's every morning. I mean, some that could be exhausting, and it's like, okay, projects I'm not on a you know, it's not live. I can travel on assignment. I can do this. I can do that. It's some perks with that. It's saying here that Gayle King will be given the Diane Sawyer Hodacopy treatment, sources say. Mariah Carey King has headed the Tiffany Network's mornings for 13 years, will bow out at the end of her contract next year. She will technically stay with the network. Gayle will do special projects and bigger interviews like what Diane Sawyer and Hodacopy does. The new head of CBS News, Barry Weiss, is said to not be a fan of King's, especially after the fraught interview with Ta-Nehisi Coates last year, in which Coates, promoting his book The Message, sparred with CBS Mornings anchor Tony DeCopel over Israel. Later, Coates suggested DeCopel should have done what King did, provided him with her planned questions beforehand, a major no-no in news. Now, King's also took heat earlier this year when she went on a Blue Origin space flight with Lauren Sanchez Bezos, Katy Perry, and others, in which amounted to $1 million freebie. And I don't want to say it was backlash. It was dumb. Like everybody's like, she's going to space. First of all, I ain't going to no space. That's just I'm not doing it. That's not me. But second, it lasted like 5 seconds. Everybody's like, oh my gosh. Everybody's watching in 5, 4, 3, 2, and then back down. Like it lasted so quick. I'm just like, all of that costs a lot of money for 5 seconds. Like, it's kind of a waste. But at the end of the day, look, Gail gonna be Gail. Gail gonna stay paid. Gail I believe she has a weekly show on SiriusXM. She is good. She is good. Most at the time, her and Charles Barkley, former NBA star Charles Barkley, they had hosted a very short-lived program on CNN, because CNN is also in the rebuilding stage, and they hosted a weekly show called King Charles. Great name. That was probably all they had going for them, is just the name. The rest was trash. I'm sorry. It was a boring show trying to create Charles Barkley as a political guy, and that's no disrespect to him, but it was just Charles Barkley. It didn't work. It did not work at all. Gayle King, obviously the professional journalist, highly qualified journalist, and then you have Charles Barkley, the former NBA star and a basketball analyst. That's his realm. When it comes outside of that, he's not as sharp as far as with his opinions on certain things, in my opinion. If she's staying with CBS, but if she thinks about ever leaving the network, would it be even worth it for her to go to another network? She might just either expand with Sirius and I don't know. I mean, I'm curious of what will be next for Gayle King, but we will see. Again, a lot of changes happening at CBS News. A lot of veterans who have been there for so long are announcing that they're leaving. A lot of vets are leaving cable networks in general. I mean, I had that conversation with Amanda Nelson of Amanda's Mild Takes, and we kind of shared we had the conversation of how there's so many folks who were in the cable, the corporate media space for so long, and like immediately, and at that time that had shows that were not doing good, viewership wise. Oh, they go independent. Now they're making a ton of money. They're making a ton of money now, as as independent media, not under a corporate umbrella. They're doing good. What's up with that? So I don't know what will be next for Gayle, but again, just keeping eyes on CBS. A lot of changes are happening over there. Looking at my time, we got time for one more convo before we head on out. Let's see, what am I going to talk with here? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this real quick. So, Sleepy Don. I say this because Donald Trump created the nickname Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. He created the nickname Sleepy Joe for Joe Biden because Joe Biden was very old, and it was moments where he was looking like he was out of it, and so Donald Trump he goes ahead he will go ahead and create names for nicknames for his competition for his enemies, right? And so he called him Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe this, Sleepy Joe that. Now, you catching Donald Trump. Now he's sleeping on a job. And I mean, literally, he'll be like this, just like that. He's like, The man is tired. The man is damn near 80 years old. The man should not even be in the position where he's at right now. Let's be frank. But it's just so hypocritical to me because I'm now seeing all these folks, all his diehards, saying, well, look, I mean, I could recall when I was in some meetings and, it was moments I needed to close my eyes. And, he is up there and he's everywhere. He's doing this, he's doing that. Like Laura Ingraham of Fox News. Let me go ahead. Let's roll the clip here.
We all know that he doesn't sleep. I'm not a big sleeper either. So, I on occasion I close my eyes if someone's talking for too long. I admit it. But big deal. I mean, the results speak for themselves. What President Trump does on a daily basis. If you sleep 3 hours or 4 hours a night, you're probably going to close your eyes, whether you're 79 or 49. I don't think that matters.
Yeah, President Trump, Thomas Edison believed in the 10-minute nap, by the way. What would they say? We wouldn't have electricity, right?
Oh, my goodness. Well, Dr. Siegel, we will continue to see them fixate on this after everything they did to cover for Joe. We all know that he doesn't sleep.
Clowns, man.
I'm not a big sleeper either.
I mean, come on. That's what you call when someone's trying to cover their tails and not make a fool of themselves. But they tried so hard, they end up making a fool of themselves. I mean, let's remember that primetime anchors of Fox News, they're not accredited. They're not accurate journalists. They're opinion folks. Hell, I can be in the seat right now, Fox News, making up a lot of stuff and having a highest rated program. They're not, when it comes to Ingram, Jesse Waters, Gunfeld, Hannity at the time was he was a solid journalist, but now he follows the money. He follows the money. Brett Baer is probably the only one I will give credit to. Brett Baer is the only person I will give credit to. But everybody else, laughable. So it's again, tables have turned now. The right, MAGA, Trump, all of them, they're having these moments where it's like, you were complaining so much about this, and now that it's in you're doing what you spoke against, and now it's like, okay, it's okay because you can do it. Like the whole pardoning of the former Honduras president who, I don't know, was sentenced to 45 years for importing like 400 tons or 700 tons of cocaine. All right. And you go ahead and pardon him. Yet you're over here talking about your biggest issue when it comes to closing the border is, they're bringing in drugs. They're bringing, they're rapists. They're this, they're that. I mean, give me a break. Gosh, I hate when I'm running out of time, y'all. I hate it because I'm having, I got so much to say, but running low on time, y'all. As always, thank you so much for sticking with us here on the show. Be sure to continue to tune in weeknights, available on all digital and streaming platforms. Follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Substack, Blue Sky, X. Check us out. I truly appreciate it. Do me a favor. Peace and blessings. Stay safe out there. Stay informed. I'll talk to you soon. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.